The opening match of the 2014 World Cup just wrapped up in Sao Paulo with the home team facing off against Croatia. The final score, Brazil 3, Croatia 1. Fans began cheering inside the stadium in Sao Paulo even before the match began. The opening ceremony featured all sorts of performances, including the singing of the World Cup theme song. Brazil's own Claudia Leite took to the stage with Jennifer Lopez and rapper Pitbull. As for the match that just wrapped up, 60,000 fans attended, along with 12 foreign heads of state. CCTV's Paulo Cabral is in Sao Paulo. And Paulo, bring us up to date. What's been happening? How does it look and feel?
Well, look, people are now excited about the victory. You can hear people honking their horns behind me, and also you have fireworks around here. But look, I can tell you there was some tension at the beginning of the first half when Brazilian Marcelo scored a goal against his own side, and people really tense waiting for something to happen. Then finally Neymar came, and then we ended with a 3-1 in Brazil. So there is excitement picking up here with the World Cup. You know that over the last few weeks there were many protests, and even today there were clashes between the police and groups of protesting here in São Paulo and also in Rio de Janeiro and in Belo Horizonte. But now is to see how this first victory is going to play within Brazilian minds and hearts, and if excitement will really pick up with this World Cup right now. What we see commentators both on social networks and on television now, they say that Brazil's victory was not really impressive today. But well, a victory is always a victory after all.
That's right. Tell us, though, about the impact of winning. Will this have a positive effect on the street parties and the celebrations to go on? Because there has been that threat of violence and the threat of hooligans coming and the protests and strikes.
Well, look, what we hear from people here in Brazil is that they're not happy with the way the World Cup was organized. I mean, and they have a reason for that. Look, many of the stadiums, actually, they were finished just on a couple of weeks before the tournament, and they costed much more expensive than they should cost. Much of the infrastructure that was planned for this World Cup, airports and also urban mobility works that were expected to be ready for the World Cup weren't. So there was much disappointment among people with this. This is the reason for all these protests and, I mean, against the government and problems in Brazil in general. But in the end, this is a country that loves football, so it's likely to become a big party now on.
All righty. Well, CCTV's Paulo Cabral live in Sao Paulo for us. Thank you so much for that.